Welcome back to another video, and it's gonna be a top 10 Transformers of 2025. For starters, we have Red Alert. He's pretty fun and light piping. I'm gonna get him into his ambulance mode real quick though. Here's his ambulance mode. It's pretty hefty. Definitely not my favorite, so he's my number 10. Studio Series 86 Optimus. Not the greatest, so he's number 9. I prefer the Constructicons, so that's a whole can of worms. But the Matrix I have in him is not his. It's the one for Legacy Galvatron. While my Airfry's Optimus has his Matrix. The only reason why I switched them around is this is more tune accurate. Which is something this figure prides itself over. And you've seen the Ultimo done on almost every other Optimus. So I'll save you the Ultimo. With Scrapper, he's pretty decent, and I just like the green. And on camera, the green's a lot more just neon. While in person, it's more pale and different. I'm gonna get him into his robot mode, so I'll do that. Here's his robot mode. Again, the colors look much different on camera than in person. I can't really show it well because of how my camera is. It's just my phone, so. The only issue I have is I can't remember if it's this leg or this leg, but when getting the foot out, it's this foot, but it gets stuck way too much. Mainly I have to use my fingernails to pry it out. That's the only issue I have on mine. That and sometimes the bucket doesn't always stay in place, especially in not combined, but alt mode. Oh, I was gonna get him into combined mode, but that's for later. Swoop. My number 7, just because Dinobots my favorite team ever, because look how goofy they are, which again just cause these guys the colors aren't how they should in person, so if you're watching this for recommendations, don't look at the colors. I'll get him into robot mode shortly. Swoop's now in his robot mode. Definitely not my favorite Dinobot. He's one of my favorites. Now, for Hook. He's a nice crane truck. Well, a mobile crane. And again, as I said, the color's off with my phone. and whenever transforming him, I usually take the hook off, because it gets in the way. Here's his robot mode. Definitely not my favorite robot mode, but I still like him much better than those two. My number 5 is Age of the Prime's G2 Grimlock, because blue. And Dino. I shoved his wheelie over in my not chest, but desk. And yeah, I'll get him into Dino mode. Here's his Dino mode. And before anyone asks, yes, I know his gun can go back here. I just choose not to because I don't want to fight it with how my phone is. To where whenever I pause a video or stop a video or just take photos, it'll sometimes close. Next we have Mixmaster at number 4. The only reason why he's higher than Grimlock is because, well, he can do something I really love, which I'm gonna show in robot mode. Here's his robot mode. He does have one slight issue. The chest, the tabs slightly too big, so I'm gonna most likely trim some of the material off. Well, I would if I kept them in the robot modes. As for what I like that he can do, I'll show him. He's a little teapot. I like doing this with them because his ratchet's much stronger than his. So, on to the next figure. Power of the Prime's Optimus. He has been a holy grail for me for so long. So, I'm gonna slide the chest out. This can become our iron packs, so I'll do that. Here's our iron packs. I absolutely love his robot mode, because the only kibble are the wheels, gas tanks, well, diesel tanks, and the window tits on the back. So, he's my number 3. Long haul, on the other hand, number 4, because it's a long haul. He's the beefcakes of the team. And he's very fun to mess with. I'll get him into his robot mode. Here's his robot mode. Something I love that they didn't have to include. Details for the big old diesel engine, because he's a dump truck, a mining dump truck. They require all the power they can. And my number 10, I'm gonna get it, not number 10, but number 1, I'm gonna get it right now. He's halfway done. I just wanted to do a quick check-in because my phone, I feel like, would have a camera crash before I finished, so I'm gonna go back to combining him now. And here's his entire combine mode. And my number 1 Studio Series 86 Devastator. Mine does have an issue that likes to come undone. And this arm a bit loose, especially around the treads. But that's my top 10 figures of the year.